Alright, hi everyone. I wanted to film a little bit of an update. It's November 1st, and I just want people to realize, I am human at the end of the day, who I feel like I've been struggling honestly mentally a lot this past month. I didn't think I was going to start this video crying, and the tears are not because of my situation or anything. It's really just I'm very overwhelmed, and I feel, I wouldn't even say emotionally drained, just mentally drained. There's so much going on, I feel like, in my life behind the scenes that people have no idea about. Basically, I've been overwhelmed, stressed, dealing with anxiety that led to like insomnia, struggling to sleep at night, and then still having to get up and go to work, being drained, coming home, can't sleep because I have too much. I feel like I have to do. There's like constant, it's just constant, pressure, and there's just also constant. Like, I have to get this done, I have to get this, I have to film this. Believe it or not, I don't just go to work and come home and relax every day. I go to work, come home, work some more. And I guess a lot of it is self-imposed in a lot of ways. I'm trying to keep up with my own goals, I guess, or my own, it's like I'm putting the pressure on myself, like trying to catch up on vlogs and all of the editing I have to do while also still filming content and trying to edit that content. So I told myself, like, I'm gonna take a break the month of November and not film anything new so I can just relax. But it's still like, there's still things like, there's just always something I have to film. 3 collab videos. I'm probably not gonna agree to do any more collabs for a minute because I think the reason it feels more pressure, I guess, is because there's just extenuating circumstances I have right now. But anyways, it's just there's always so much, I feel like, on my plate, or so many things that I have to do, and it's the constant, thinking about all of the things I have to get done. It's hard for me to rest, and then because I don't rest, I'm trying to do all of these things, and just a stressed out and tired mindset. So last week I wasn't feeling well, stayed home from work, and I was able to get a lot of work done, helping my dad, pack up things in the kitchen and everything else. My dad asked me to, get all of my stuff out the laundry room, which I did. And I was only able to do that because I took 3 days off from work, was doing laundry round the clock, going through, decluttering my things, and so I could donate them or to sell or to give away. And I was able to get a lot of that done solely because I did not go to work. Um, but then because I didn't go to work, I'm now not, my next paycheck is going to be basically a lot less. And that kind of sucks because it's like I have a lot of financial stress and pressure because I have to save money so I can get my own place. And the less money I make, the less I can save. And the less that I have saved, the harder it is for me to move out. Um, what else? Um, and I think another big part of my issues was the like anxiety I had about my living situation, and really just feeling like I was just constantly living in like the fear and worry of like being homeless. I was like, I'm just gonna, have to be homeless and have to live in my car because I don't have enough saved. And the timeline my dad wants me to move out, I knew it wasn't going to, I knew that it wasn't enough time for me. I knew that already, but I was trying to, figure out a way for me to, try to fit the timeline my dad gave me. And that was added additional stress and additional pressure and additional anxiety. But I also think, too, with everything, it's just, really just putting a lot of pressure on myself to, pretty much get everything together with while also having, just a lot of other things, I guess. Trying to catch up on my vlog channel so I can do Vlogmas and everything. I just feel like I just need to let all of those things go and stop, stressing myself out over things that I feel like are not the most important. It's just, I set certain goals for myself, and there was a lot of things that I wanted to do, but then I would never have the energy to do them. And so I would spend a lot of time when I should have been resting. I would be spending that time worrying and stressing myself out and having anxiety and being anxious over, what am I going to do about this? What am I going to do about this? Like, I don't have enough money saved. I don't know where I'm going to be living. And I feel like the truth of the matter is, sometimes you feel like you have to have everything figured out beforehand in order for things to work out. But a lot of times life happens when a lot of things in life happen outside your control. Like, you can't plan for future circumstances and things like that. So I'm definitely a testament for that. But I just think, I've been putting so much pressure on myself. And I wouldn't even say it's just me putting pressure. I do feel like there are some external pressures, but also I think I was projecting a lot of things on other people, And that was also causing me to, stress or have a certain viewpoint, or think, people didn't care. Um, and especially, I think, like with my dad, I definitely projected certain things that I felt, and then, would assume, oh, well, my dad doesn't care, and my dad's just gonna, I think too, a lot of times when you're projecting, you see things as issue, not things other people do as issues, not because they actually are, but because you think they are. So it's like and this is just another way, like emotions can be mislead you or cause you to read a situation as more negative than when in reality that's not maybe that person's intentions. But when you project things onto other people, you're basically reading or interpreting situations more negatively than they actually are. And so, I would tell myself, oh, well, this person doesn't care what happens, and I guess I'm just gonna have to, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to explain it, but not explaining it fully because I don't know. But, anyways, I feel like my biggest challenge really has just been mentally, more so. I would say maybe mentally, but also spiritually in a lot of ways, because your mental issues are very much correlated with spiritual issues. I believe that as a Christian, when someone's dealing with depression or anxiety or suicidal thoughts and things like that, there's always a spiritual side to that. And those are often, the battles are spiritual more so than even mental. But anyways, I've been really struggling with just being able to rest my mind, and not worry and constantly thinking about all of the things I have to do and feeling like I don't have enough time to get everything done, which puts more pressure and more stress. And then it's like I try to find time to just rest and relax. But then it's also, it can feel like crippling because, I do think like you can be physically exhausted, but I also think you can be mentally exhausted, where it's just like, I don't want to think about things anymore, and I don't want to keep worrying about certain things. So basically, I'm not really sad about anything. I'm just overwhelmed, I guess, by the amount of things I feel like I have to do. And there's a lot on my plate, but also not being able to sleep makes it that much harder to get those things done. Like, if I had the energy to do all of those things, I would feel much better. But it's like, I just want to rest, but I have all these things I need to do, and I can't enjoy doing them because I'm tired and I don't have the energy for the amount of things. And then it's like I'm going to work tired, coming home tired, trying to do all these other things while being tired. And then it's just repeating that throughout my week. And my weekends, I want to do something fun and enjoy my weekend. And it just feels like I spend my weekends trying to catch up on all the things I didn't get done during the week because I didn't have energy. And then it just feels like you're in this like never-ending defeating cycle. And I feel like I've been saying I'm tired for so long. And you know, tiredness in a lot of ways, I feel like even that can be like a spiritual attack. Like always feeling tired, feeling like you don't have the energy. I remember even like in the Bible it says laziness is a spiritual attack as well. Like when you don't feel like doing anything and you just want to lay in bed all day and it's just like, oh, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. That is not something that I don't enjoy being lazy. I feel a lot better when I'm very productive, when I get a lot of work done during my week. And I've always been that way. Like, I feel like it's hard for me to rest if I don't feel like I got all of my work done that day. So that's another part of what keeps me up, is if I know there's still things I need to get done and I don't get them done, it's like I can't rest until I get those things done. And because there's so many things, I feel like, or I'm putting pressure on myself to get done. And then when it doesn't get done, I just feel, bad. It's just like, how do you catch up? But honestly, I think I really just have to let go of some things. Some of the things that I want to get done are things that I just, things that I feel are beneficial but might not actually be. And then other things are like, okay, these are things that have to get done for the better, I guess, betterment. I don't know if that's a word, but, or things that I need to do to improve, I guess, my well-being. So I haven't really had the energy to go to the gym. Like, there's all these things I want to do, and then I've been like, I'm too tired, or I just feel like too exhausted trying to do things. And then when I don't do them, I feel worse about myself, right? So it's like I'm trying to break the cycle of I just want to feel rested. And I try to go to bed early, and that's like the other problem. Like, I try to be in bed early. I try to be in bed by 10 p.m. And it's like I'll be in bed, but I can't rest and I can't sleep. It's just I'll be in bed thinking about all of the things I have to do. And so it's really disruptive because it's like I want to sleep. I want to go to sleep. I've been taking melatonin. I was drinking tea, like doing all those things. It's like I feel tired and I know I need to sleep, but can't actually sleep. So that's, again, really disruptive to just your overall health in a lot of ways. And then I've been having a lot of stomach pain, which I don't know if it's just gas. I don't know. I was having like not even just cramps. It was just like I don't know what's going on. I don't even want to go to the doctor anymore because my health insurance doesn't really cover a lot of my visits, and so it ends up adding more bills when I go to the doctor. Excuse me, I'm still kind of congested. Okay, Anyways, I feel like I'm still also getting over, I don't know. I don't, like I said, I don't like going to the doctor anymore because after I had gone to urgent care those 3 times and then I got bills for each of them that were like, this don't make no sense. Why am I paying? Basically, what I've paid towards health insurance would have covered the bills at this point. But the fact that I'm paying that and then still have the additional bills, it's almost like, what is even the point of health insurance? Because the out-of-pocket cost is just as much as I would be paying without insurance. But I'm paying insurance. Anyways, that's another story. Overall, I feel like I said, my biggest challenges have really been more mental than like anything else. And it's just like my mindset is like, I want to do all of these things. And maybe it's just like, I do have to fight through the exhaustion to get a lot of things done. Like, I'll be at work yawning and just fighting to get through my day. And I don't like having to drink energy drinks or feeling like I have to drink coffee just to get through my day. And honestly, a lot of times when I do drink coffee, it doesn't even help most of the time. It's more so like, I don't know. Or even energy drinks. Like, I feel like energy drinks also are not great for you. So I try not to drink them. And if you have to drink something like that to get through your day, that's not a good thing. And obviously the easiest solution or the best solution would just to be, well, get rest. As I've already explained. Well, again, I'm not really making excuses. I'm really just sharing my experience. And I feel like sometimes, and I know people are trying to be helpful, but it's just like every solution that people are going to tell me are things I've already tried. For the most part, I've had people recommend doing this, do that, do this, do that. Anyways, at the end of the day, a lot of it's basically like my own thoughts will keep me up at night. And I feel like that's where it's just like, sometimes it feels like I can't turn my brain off. Like, it's not very easy for me to sleep sometimes because I can't stop all of the thoughts that are in my brain. And maybe that's also just another spiritual attack. Maybe everything I'm talking about is really just spiritual attacks to just disrupt my well-being. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the purpose, like, of those things. But I feel like that's just like, I'm just sharing this more so as, I don't know. I feel like that experience is worse than some of the, like, being physically sick is one thing, and, it's just you have to wait for your body to heal and everything, and, getting rest when you're sick is super important, and things like that. I don't want to have to take sleep medications in order to get rest, and also, I really don't like having to take any type of medications. They come with a lot of side effects, but also they're never gonna fully solve your problems. Like a medicine, there's never gonna be a medicine that just 100% solves all of your issues. Anywho, yeah, I guess I was just sharing that a lot. I feel like I've been facing a lot more issues, really mentally, than really just, financial issues are one thing. Um, my living situation is another thing, and mental issues are another thing. But at the end of the day, it's all just things that you have to, I guess, learn how to cope with, or not cope, but just figure out. And a lot of my issues, I feel like, are spiritual. And I do think, the only way to really overcome spiritual battles, prayer, fasting, what else? Reading my Bible and all of those things. But basically, I got off work today, tried to take a nap, couldn't sleep, couldn't rest. I feel like I'm up between 18 to 20 hours a day. I don't know. I definitely don't get 8 hours of sleep. On a good day, I think I get 6 hours. And then, I don't know. I don't know how some people do it, but really, I think it's more just a spiritual thing than really just like mental. Anyways, was I gonna say an update? I really don't have an update. I feel like my dad has been a lot more patient with me than I was expecting him to be, which I do appreciate, because, my dad has his own, things that he's dealing with in his life. And I don't want to be a burden to him or add to his stress or things like that. And I think that's like another hard part too. It's like I do feel like guilty, because it's like a sense of I'm holding someone else back or impacting them negatively. And I don't want to feel like I'm, stopping my dad from, being able to, have certain things. And that's also another, I guess, factor of things. It's just like I don't want to be a burden to my dad or to my mom or to my grandma. And I help out my grandma as much as I can. I always pick up groceries and other things for her when I can. And I do my best to help as much as I can. Like, if there's anything my dad ever asks or needs me to do, I always try to do it. And I think, like, the one instance where I really wasn't able to help my dad, he did kind of get upset with me, and it was, I had already told my mom I was gonna help her, and like weeks before, my dad had told me he wanted my help with something, and I basically had told my dad, like, it's not that I don't want to help, it's just that I've already agreed to do this, and it just made me feel like caught in the middle. I don't know. I do think, though, it's not good to always think about your problems and think about all of the issues that you have. I feel like that just makes it worse in a lot of ways. Like, if you're meditating on all of your problems and all of the things you need to work on, and that's really hard not to do sometimes. I struggle with that a lot. I don't want to be so focused on my problems and things because it doesn't really help. So that's something to work on. What else? I mean, I really haven't been doing a lot of spending. I don't really go out to store shopping, and I'm editing vlogs from like September and realizing, like, dang, I was really doing a lot more shopping than I, looking back, thought I was. And I guess I think for me too, it's like I'm always comparing myself to, I guess, earlier versions. So me back in September, maybe I wasn't shopping as much as I had been shopping back in, I don't know, March or April or whenever I was doing a lot of shopping all the time. And so I saw it as being improvements. But me, even months later, I'm like, dang, I was still doing like more shopping in September than I'm doing right now, which is why I do think it's just like gradual changes. It's like my shopping has really decreased significantly from, even just like a year ago, but it didn't happen, overnight. It was like months of, it slowly decreasing. I really don't even have the desire to shop right now because it's just like, I know I can't afford to. I have to make sure I'm prioritizing my savings. And I do definitely think my self-control has improved a lot in that area, because even though there will be things that I see that I'm like, ooh, I really want that, and oh, I wish I could try that, I always remember, like, Jasmine, you can't afford to spend money on any of those things because you have to make sure you're saving, and also it's like I have all this stuff at home that I could use instead of trying to buy something. So that I've been keeping myself in check with my spending a lot more. And I think the only place I really spend or even shop, I guess, is Dollar Tree, which to me is like the safest, I guess, place for me to shop because, nothing I get is ever more than $1.25. However, I do still think, like, just because something's only $1.25, you can still spend a lot of money at Dollar Tree because small purchases can still add up. So I also am realizing, like, even if I am just going to Dollar Tree, I still need to make sure I'm following a budget there and not, using it as like an outlet for spending money I don't need to spend. I also I do think I've been eating out less. I do need to go grocery shopping again though, because I also tend to eat out a lot more if I don't have groceries at my house. And when I don't have groceries or food I want to eat, that just gives me the urge to eat out, because obviously I'm gonna eat something if I'm not eating the food that I have in my house. But I've been cooking a lot more, I'm honestly have been trying to like eat all of the groceries I have in my house before I go grocery shopping again. And I feel like it's challenging because there's still like some things I'm like, oh, well, I can eat that, but I need like a few items first. But my fridge has been slowly but surely going down. So I really haven't been grocery shopping. I really only eat out too at work. Usually for like lunch or breakfast, because I can't get through. And I've tried to fast at work, and maybe that's more just like, I feel like because I'm already mentally exhausted, I'm like, I don't have the capacity to fast when I'm at work, because it requires so much energy to get through my day. It's like being hungry while I'm working would just be like, make for a miserable experience for me at this moment. So I usually, if I don't bring lunch, which I do try to bring lunch, but because I haven't like when I grocery shop now, I have to be a lot more like intentional and specific about what I'm buying, making sure I'm buying things that I can take with me to work, because I a lot of times will buy things like, oh, I can cook this for dinner when I have time, because after work I can cook whatever I want because I have time. But for lunch, when I'm packing my lunch, it has to be things that are like easy for me to pack in the morning. And I guess that just goes with me being more organized and getting more organized, which is definitely something I also need to work on. The list of things I need to work on, I feel like, seems never ending sometimes. Like there's literally always something. And that's why I feel like I need to focus on one thing at a time. Like instead of focusing on like all of the things I need to work on, it's like I need to focus on smaller, reasonable things at a time, because it's overwhelming when you're like, I have to work on this, I have to work on that, I have to work on this, I have to work on that. Like so many things. So it's like I need to pick one focus, maybe for like to focus on for 2 weeks, however long they say it takes to like form that habit. So one of my things could be going to bed on time. Another one could be meal prepping, planning my days out. But when you try to change so many things at one time, it's almost like ensuring failure, because is it possible to change all of those things? Yes, but it's much more possible to change all of those things one thing at a time versus trying to change like 5 or 6 things at one time, and trying to, like I always say this, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are, all of the goals I have for myself. So it's like I need to really just focus on one thing at a time. Going to bed or being in bed, I guess this was my goal. Be in bed by 10 p.m., try to be asleep by 11 p.m. I set my alarm every day for like 7:30 a.m. A lot of times I will wake up before it. Some days I wake up before it, and other days it's like, because I was up till maybe 1 or 2 a.m., it's like I'm waking up when my alarm goes off, but I'm still freaking tired. I just want to have the energy again. I miss having energy to do things. And all of that stuff. Because I wasn't always like tired all the time and always feeling drained. I feel like that is more like recently. Like, I feel like when I first started my job, I had so much energy. I was excited, ready to work, ready for my day, excited, and looking forward to it. And then it's like, as time goes on, you're just like, ugh. And I do look forward to my job when I'm not tired. Like, I like being at work when I don't feel exhausted all the time. It's when I'm tired and I just want to go back to bed and I just want to be like, get more rest, that being at work feels like a drag. But that's really more of like the physical side of it. Like, it's hard to do a lot of things when you're tired. It's hard to be excited for things when you're tired. Honestly, it's not true, because if you're doing something fun, even if you're tired, you're probably still having fun, huh? So maybe that's also more of like just a mindset, mind over matter type thing. Anyways, these are all things that I feel like I'm actively working on that's outside of, other issues or other things. So I mean, there's just, like I said, there's always room for improvement, I think. And I don't strive to be perfect. I just strive to be better. Anyways, that's the update. I do think there might be a few videos I filmed this month for this channel, but I do not really plan on filming much the month of November. I might do something for my birthday, film something for my birthday. I honestly don't know. Basically, I do not plan to film anything, much content this month, other than I know I want to film like the empties video I have from like August through October, which is what? Wait. Is it August? September through October? I don't know. I think I titled my last empties video wrong, but I have another empties video I need to film, or I might just wait till the end of November to film it. I don't know. But we need a break. I also want to take a break from vlogging. My vlog channel is probably the most draining, and I just got monetized on it, so I was trying to, keep up with it. But because I was filming content every day for the past 2 years, it's really hard. It's like constantly, it's constant editing, constantly. I feel like I never get a break, because even if I'm not editing, I'm filming. And filming is not so hard sometimes, but it's just, editing everything is a lot of work. My last vlog that I just uploaded took me like 3 days to edit. Partially because I was too tired one day to edit it, but also like I was having issues during editing and getting frustrated and this or that. So, it's a lot of work I put into all of my YouTube channels, and honestly just making content in general, because I have my YouTube channel, but I put content on my TikTok. I also put content on my beauty Instagram page. I also post a lot, not as much on my, sorry, I'm having a little bit of stomach pain. I'm just tired. I'm tired of issues, guys. Anyways, everything will work out in the end. I also am learning to not take some people's opinions or comments on my videos to heart, because there are times where I find myself getting really annoyed or frustrated with things people will say or assume, and I'm just learning you can't care so much and you have to let it go. Everyone is not going to support you. Everyone's not going to truly care about you. And to let the opinion of people who don't truly care or love you or want the best for you alter how you feel about yourself is wild. And that's something, again, being a human being who cares sometimes, it can be hard, but then I have to like bring myself back down and realize, why am I letting a random person on the internet make me feel some type of way? I don't have to do that, and I'm not going to do that. Anyways, I think that's it. This was a very long video. Basically, just reminding people, just because y'all see a video of me, and a lot of the videos people are commenting or reacting to are also from like months ago, it's just you never really know what battles someone is facing, what they're going through. You don't know the full story to assume things. If you are going to assume something, maybe don't do that. All right, I think that's all I have to say. I am going to try to rest and relax the rest of my night. Like, I just need to have like a self-care spa day. I also think too, it's like I have a compulsive need almost like to make content out of everything that I do that I feel like might not be healthy. I realized something about myself, which is that when I do something, I do it to like the umpteenth degree. Like, I am a very creative person, and so it's hard for me to do like, I guess I wouldn't say it's like hard for me to like limit myself sometimes. So when I'm in the mood to make content, I want to make like as much content as I can. It's like I just always like when I'm focused on something, it's like I do it to the, I don't even want to say extreme, just like, well, maybe it is extreme. I don't know, but I don't know. I really don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say. Sorry for some of the tears in the beginning of this video. I mean, I guess I don't need to apologize for crying, but for some reason I feel like I need to. I don't know. I don't like crying, and the tears are more out of frustration. It's not really, I'm sad. I'm not sad about anything. I'm not mad. It's really just feeling overwhelmed by the amount of things I feel like, or the amount of pressure I feel like I have to get a lot of things done. All right, guys, that's all I have. Good night. God bless. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, evening, whatever you're doing when you're watching this. I'm not sure when this video is going to be posted. At this point, it's seeming like it's towards the end of November. Also, I don't know if I'm actually going to do Vlogmas this year. Like, I do and look forward to Vlogmas most years, but this year I really don't know if it's going to be happening because there's just so much up in the air. Like I honestly don't know at what point I will be moving anymore. Some of the places I was looking at are not going to be till the end of November. Another place might not be until mid-December. And also, I feel like with having to move kind of looming over me, it's really hard to like plan, I guess, for a lot of fun things because I'm constantly just like, I have to move and I don't know where I'm moving. But maybe that's also me, you know, focusing on a problem instead of just, you know, I don't know, the solution, I guess. And I guess because I don't have the solution still, like the solution I feel like is I need to have more money saved. So that's what I'm focusing on still. And that just takes time, you know? Okay, that's it. Bye, guys.